Such issues to every...
Senators reconvene for the last plenary session of the week with the subject of overhauling and reforming the Armed Forces Bill in focus. Leading the debate, Senator Abdulaziz Yaradua argued that the bill clarifies the chain of command in the military. He also speaks about the recruitment process.
Enlistment of persons below 18 years, aligning Nigeria with the Child Rights Act and international humanitarian standards.
The reform also ensures that legally qualified military officers will be permitted to represent the armed forces in civil courts. A standing fund for litigation will also be established to ensure the timely and efficient handling of military-related legal matters.
This bill also seeks to subject military authorities to the authority of democratically elected institutions, so that they cannot be masters of themselves.
I want, in amending this law, I want them to bring at any time the commander-in-chief wants to appoint a chief of army staff, chief of naval staff, it should go by their courses.
A bill for an act to repeal the Armed Forces Act and to reenact a modern, constitutionally compliant and operationally responsive legal framework for the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Second reading taken.
Separately, the Senate debated a bill to establish the Chartered Institute of Revenue and Fiscal Management, a proposed legislation which is a major step towards addressing the nation's chronic dependence on debt to finance its annual budgets. The lawmakers expressed polarized views.
This is like duplicating an act that is already in operation, not bringing a new bill and setting up a new professional body that will be doing exactly the same thing as the Chartered Institute of Taxation is doing.
The bill subsequently scales second reading.
Second reading taken.
Distinguished colleagues.
Outside the chamber, the Senate Committee on Public Accounts in a media conference announced the commencement of an investigation into the generation and utilization of stamp duty revenue across the country.
This committee has written all commercial banks to furnish this committee with information, and information that will be accompanied with figures as to how much that particular bank or collectively all the commercial banks have been able to generate from 2016 to 2024.
The Senate has passed for second reading a bill to amend the Sheriff and Civil Process Act 2004. The bill seeks to modernize civil justice by introducing electronic service and enforcement of court processes, intrinsically aiming to improve judgment enforcement, especially against government agencies. From the National Assembly, Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.